I used to put some background music, right? Like maybe it was an R&B hit. It's so embarrassing and cringy, but I'd be like, hey, what's up? You reached Judy. Leave me a message after the tone and I'll return your call as soon as I can. I thought we'd do a little laundry chat. This is actually inspired by one of my girlfriends here on YouTube. Her name is Michelle Pearson. I'll have her link down below. But it's basically chatting while you do laundry. I have a topic for today, and it was actually inspired by a Facebook post that one of my friends posted. They were a pile of developed pictures still in their envelopes, and the meme said, kids today will never understand, and it's so true. Kids these days are just so spoiled. They get that instant gratification and they'll never understand the struggle of, it wasn't even a struggle back then, but kind of like the importance of patience. Do you guys know what I mean? Wait, let me get my list. I wrote a few down here. Maybe Benji could join me. Another one that my cousin and I actually talk about is MapQuest. This was before Google Maps came on. MapQuest was a website you'd go on to print out directions. Back then, there were actual navigations that you would buy for your car, and they were pricey. They were like over $100, so most of the time, especially if you were a teenager, you would just print out the directions. There would be a map and then written directions, and you'd have to drive with that paper by your side and kind of look back. I was never good with reading maps, so if I were to miss one of them, I was screwed, and oftentimes I just stop over at a gas station and ask for help. But no, kids these days will not have to worry about that because of their handy dandy smartphones. Oh, don't even get me started with a smartphone. I feel like the smartphone is like a person's Bible. You swear by it, you learn everything from it. All of your answers are on your phone. And my kids know this because the other day, Juliana was asking about, what was it? Oh, we were driving by and I was like, kids, there used to be a farm right here, but I don't know why they got rid of it. And JB goes, why don't you look it up on your phone? I'm like, yeah. So speaking of phones, I don't think kids even use their phones to call people. Phones these days are not used for telephone, or I guess for some people. Come and think of it, I don't even use a phone to call people. I rarely call people. Most of it is just through messaging, text message, Facebook message. Now it's Instagram messaging. By the way, it wasn't until a couple months ago, or maybe late last year, I discovered messages on my Instagram. Like, I didn't know other people outside of my friends were sending me messages. I didn't see that other folder. Even brands and companies are contacting me through Instagram, not even email. That's crazy. I'm still old school influencer. Back in 2008, the term YouTuber definitely was not a word. Like, it wasn't an occupation. I think influencer was a word, but it wasn't thrown out a lot because, you know, no one could make a career off of YouTube. Anyway, that's just weird. Ooh, here's another one I wrote about telephones. Do you guys remember when you first got your cell phone and you get to record an outgoing message for your voicemail? I think I was around 16. As a teenager, you're just in general extra. I used to put some background music, right? Like maybe it was an R&B hit. Maybe it was Aaliyah. It's so embarrassing and cringy, but I'd be like, hey, what's up? You reached Judy. Leave me a message after the tone and I'll return your call as soon as I can. Thanks. Woo! Oh my gosh, those were the days. Let me come closer. I feel like I'm so far. Oh, this is much better. Oh man, I feel like I should have recorded this. Okay, another one I have here is cable. How many of you guys still watch cable? Come to think of it, we do still watch cable every now and then. I would turn on Disney Junior for the kids in the morning, but even back then there was no such thing as a channel dedicated to just little kids. It was always like Disney Junior was in the morning, and then regular Disney was in the afternoon, and then in the evening they had like the teenager stuff. Now there's dedicated networks and channels for younger kids. Back in the day, my sister and I would be so excited. I believe it was on Thursdays, there would be new episodes of All That on Nickelodeon. All That was the ish. It was like a junior version of SNL because all of the skits were like pretty clean, but they were so funny. That's where Kenan and Kel started out. Amanda Bynes. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where Amanda Bynes is now. I think they were the only three that really made it after All That. Oh, that was a good show. We would be so excited for Thursday evenings for a new episode of All That. Oh my gosh, and Are You Afraid of the Dark? I think they tried to reboot it a couple years ago and it just didn't stick. Or is it still around, Are You Afraid of the Dark? But now kids can just hop on to Netflix or Amazon Prime and then watch their shows right then and there. Oh my gosh, and even waiting for new episodes. Now Netflix series, and I think Hulu, they just release the entire series all at once. So you're able to binge watch. That was never a thing. That was unheard of when I was a kid. TRL. I think TRL, Total Request Live, is still around. But Carson Daly was like the host. He was the it host of the early 2000s, late 90s. Anytime an artist released a new music video, it was released world premiere on TRL. So like Britney Spears would come on and she would be promoting her thing. Now I just watched Shawn Mendes Senorita with Camila Cabello, and I love that song. I saw that they were promoting the live through his Instagram. So cool because it's more personal, but that was never available back in the day. The whole Blockbuster thing. That was straight up my childhood. I loved going to Blockbuster. I've watched it evolved from VHS tapes to DVDs and then Blu-ray. I would walk to like the Blu-ray section and felt so cool. It was like the highest definition and so realistic. And then taking that movie, going to the counter, buying some popcorn and chocolate. It was so fun to me. Now you can rent movies straight from your TV and it eliminates that whole process. So crazy. I don't know, like my kids will never understand that world. I'm kind of sad about it. Okay, I'm cutting this in. What are a couple things that you remember?
So you already talked about Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Putting a cassette into a machine to play a game like Nintendo.
Yeah, now all of it's streamed.
Right?
That's
to
a
blow
good
out the dust
the
of
Super
the
Nintendo,
game.
yeah.
So that, there was nothing you could order online back when we were kids.
Oh, yeah, Amazon.
Everything you had to go to the mall. Going to the mall
physically go to the
was
mall.
a thing that you did not just to buy things, but to hang out. There you go, mall rats. Another one.
Is mall rats still a thing?
Also,
You don't think they go to the malls?
I'd say the one that I even make fun of some of the younger millennials for, just approaching humans to ask them on a date.
Oh, is that a thing?
Well, no, because people don't do
Tinder.
that. Tinder and online dating before that, and just the digital age has really made a disconnect. It's almost like people feel more comfortable seeing you digitally first.
Yeah, I
being
would
able
feel
to
that way.
digitally investigate you.
Because then you can find the serial killers before you date them.
Basically, and you can know if they drive a Ferrari or they have a Honda Civic.
I wouldn't care.
Now you wouldn't care. I'm just telling you, there's a lot of people that they take all that
They
into
could just
consideration.
cancel it out. Folding notes in a cute way. You know how you fold it with a little thing in the corner, like the little triangle,
Kids still do that,
and you
though.
tuck it in.
You don't think they do that at all?
No, I don't. Kids are going to be sending text messages.
I think the phone was a big deal, and it was a big deal when we got wireless. Remember, that was a big deal when you could take your
wireless phone
into your room.
Sometimes you could take it in the front of your house if you're lucky.
Oh, I got another one. I think that's interesting. Either remembering people's phone numbers or having a phone book.
That's a good one.
A phone book in general. The yellow pages, the way you found a phone number for a business is
the yellow pages.
Yellow pages. Now that is something.
Oh, yeah.
These look like images.
That's a good one. That's a good one. If you guys could think of any comment below, let me know. It's funny and sad at the same time. I feel like we're gonna become, you know, the movie WALL-E, like that. And then we're gonna end up living in space in a giant spaceship. thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Let me know what videos you would love to see here on It's Mommy's Life. I'll catch you guys on my daily vlogs. Bye guys.